Hello, River of Life Worship Team members. This is Pastor Tim coming to you. Everyone is so busy, sometimes it's easier to get something like this short, simple video out to you than it is to call a meeting for everybody. So thanks for taking the few minutes it's going to take to watch it. First of all, thank you. It is with great sincerity that I say that. I mean, I really value your service to the Lord and to our River of Life family. I know that 7 a.m. is early on Sunday. It's a huge commitment. And while our services would go on with or without you, they most certainly would not be the same without our wonderful worship ministry. So please know today that you are appreciated. As most of you know, Tony and Brittany Krebs, our worship pastors, are on a sabbatical through the month of January, which means that I'm working to get our new schedule together for January, February, and March of next year. So I wanted to take a moment to explain a couple of things to you. First of all, because we do have a lot of people that have been on the worship team for a very short time and a lot of new people. And for the rest of us that have been on the worship team for a while, it's just easy to forget some things. And so I feel like these are important. In the past, there have been some struggles with getting the worship schedule together, and in general, it's usually been because it's very difficult to get responses from the worship team about their availability. And so then we proceed and make a schedule with very few dates given to us, only to have to make changes that requested immediately when the schedule is received by everybody. And then as the weeks progress, there are constant changes that have to be made for other reasons. And this is labor intensive. And it's very time-consuming. Now, there are various events that happen that are beyond everybody's control. I mean, you get sick, you can't help that, you don't plan for that, you can't plan for that. However, those kinds of substitutions can be handled so much easier if we can eliminate some of the more unnecessary substitutions that happen because we don't plan well enough. So here's how you can help us. First of all, I want you to look at January, February, and March on your calendar. And if there are any Sundays that you know you can't serve, would you please send us an email and let us know as soon as possible? It's so much easier to work around your schedule when we know it in advance. You know, are there any trips you plan to take for birthdays or anniversaries or conferences or family events? College students, when will you be back on campus after Christmas break? What Sunday will you be back? When is spring break happening this year? Are there any retreats or weekend events from the college that you have to attend? These are all things that would help us if we know. Granted, I know you probably can't figure everything out, but please make a good effort to find out as much as you can and communicate that to us before the schedule is released. When the schedule comes out, make sure that we don't have any mistakes from what you've told us, that we haven't scheduled you for a Sunday when you've said you can't be there. But then if there's not any mistakes, take your own personal calendar out and write down your scheduled Sundays. Please do not wait for the weekly email reminder because if you do and you make plans and you get the email after you've made your plans, then you can't make it and we're stuck having to find a replacement. If you have the dates written down, then you can use those dates as you're making plans. And that really should be how you do it. You shouldn't make plans and then try to change the worship team schedule around. You really, when at all possible, the schedule from the worship team needs to be seen as a binding commitment. So when you're scheduled to serve, please treat that as a binding commitment. Granted, if you're sick or something's beyond your control, of course we understand that. We totally understand. But otherwise, if you're scheduled to serve, please do everything you can to be there. And then if there's some reason that you can't make your scheduled Sunday, I want you to do your best to ask other people that do your job on the worship team and try to find a replacement so that you can let Tony and Brittany know that somebody is available when you can't be there. If you don't do that, then they have to call everybody on the list to find somebody. And that's very time consuming and it's very frustrating. It takes a lot of time. So if you can't make it, find somebody else that does your vocal part or your instrument or your job in the sound booth and see if they can serve in your place. And also understand that if you can't make your scheduled Sunday, you're going to be asked to switch with somebody. They're going to be switching with you instead of them just carrying their Sunday and your Sunday. So it's a situation where you're going to have to serve in their place. Otherwise, they'll be doing it 2 weeks in a row sometimes. And I know that all that may sound elementary and it may even sound a little nitpicky, but I'm telling you, if we can all do our part, the scheduling will go so much smoother for you guys and for Tony and Brittany. So when you see my email, that's about to come out asking about your availability for January, February, and March, please don't put that off for days and days and days. Please help us help you by getting back to us promptly so we can get the schedule put together and get you guys the dates as soon as possible. If you can do that, that will make things go so much easier for Tony and Brittany as they transition back out of a sabbatical. And really make that your practice. And if we all do that, it's just going to be so much easier. So thanks again for your time, and I'm looking forward to a great year in 2016. God bless you as you continue to serve the Lord and your family at River of Life in this coming year.